I'm about to hand over the absolute ultimate cheat codes for landing what is, honestly, probably the best retail gig in the entire South. If you live anywhere in the Southeast, you already know the deal, right? Publix isn't just a grocery store. It's kind of like a cult. People are weirdly loyal to their pub subs, the bakery, those famously spotless aisles. But what a lot of people on the outside don't really realize is that beneath all that iconic green branding is actually one of the most lucrative retail employers in America.
Let's look at how you can grab an unfair advantage and skip the guesswork entirely. If you want to bypass all the trial and error, check out the Fast Track to Hire guide. This gives you exact, word-for-word scripts for your interview, the absolute best answers for that tricky assessment test, and a proven 7-day blueprint that works not just for Walmart, but for places like Costco, Home Depot, and Target. Check the description below for the link. It's an incredible resource if you want to lock this down fast.
And while you're down there grabbing that link, do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button. It seriously makes a huge difference, and it helps get this info out to other folks who really, really need it. So thank you so much for that.
So we're going to break down the exact playbook on how to get your foot in the door. Look at this number, $300,000 to well over $600,000. Now, this isn't some crazy lottery jackpot, and it's definitely not a tech CEO's severance package. This is what a typical longtime grocery store employee at Publix can actually retire with. I mean, let that sink in for a second. Most of us think of retail jobs as these temporary stepping stones, right? Places where you just clock in, clock out, and barely scrape by. But at Publix, employees stay for 20, sometimes even 30 years. And why? Because working there can literally make you a millionaire over time. And it all comes down to one massive, game-changing secret. And that secret is the profit plan. See, Publix is 100% employee-owned. You aren't just an employee. You actually become a part owner. Once you've worked there for a year and you hit 1,000 hours, Publix starts contributing an amount equal to 8.5% of your eligible pay right into your retirement account in the form of Publix stock. And here's the absolute kicker. This is completely company funded. They don't deduct a single dime from your paycheck to do this. No way. It's basically free money that just sits there, compounding and growing into real generational wealth, while you just do your job.
Section 1. Finding your perfect position.
So before you even think about touching an application, you've got to figure out which department actually matches your skills, your personality, and of course, your financial goals. Publix really isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of operation. Whether you're the type who loves chatting with customers up at the front, or you'd rather hustle behind the scenes, there's a specific spot just for you. Let's look at the starting lineup for baggers, cashiers, and deli clerks. Starting pay across these roles usually lands between $14 and $17 an hour, which is already a step up from your typical grocery store. But here's where it gets interesting. Because Publix gives out these consistent, performance-based raises every 6 months for your first 2 years, the growth is incredibly steady. Take a deli clerk, for instance. Someone who starts out just making subs and slicing cheese can actually be making up to $24 an hour within 5 years. So yeah, the pay starts out decent, but it gets very, very good if you stick with it. Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. Wait, doesn't Target or Walmart pay around that too? Well, here is the hard proof of why Publix completely crushes competitors like Walmart and Target. Sure, the starting hourly wages might look somewhat similar on paper, but only Publix offers 100% employee ownership and that incredible 8.5% profit plan contribution. Target and Walmart, yeah, they might offer a standard 401k match, but they absolutely aren't handing you massive chunks of company stock completely for free. Publix treats you like an actual business partner because, well, technically you are one. Section 2. Nailing the application process. Okay, so you're sold and you want in. Awesome. Getting into the Publix system is actually remarkably fast if you know the exact tricks to bypass the digital gatekeepers. The whole timeline from applying to getting hired typically takes just 1 to 3 weeks. So here is your exact step-by-step game plan. Step 1, you just apply online at publix.com/careers. Easy enough, right? But Step 2 is where most people completely mess up. You absolutely must input completely flexible weekend availability. Listen to me on this one. I'm giving you the real talk right now. Grocery stores operate 7 days a week, and weekends are their absolute busiest times. If you mark yourself as unavailable on Saturdays and Sundays, you will instantly kill your chances of getting your application pulled from the stack. Literally dead in the water. After that, you'll complete a short behavioral assessment. Just answer like a team player. Don't overthink it. And then, Step 4, you just wait 3 to 7 days for that phone call. Section 3. Acing the Publix interview. So, once that phone rings, it is game time. I'm putting my coach hat on for a second here because you are going to be sitting down face-to-face with a department or store manager. They are actively looking for professional, friendly people who fit right into their legendary culture, and I'm going to give you the exact scripts to make their jaws drop. The absolute most crucial point is knowing how to answer this guaranteed question: why do you want to work at Publix? Whatever you do, under no circumstances should you say, I need a job and it's close by. No, that's a terrible answer. It just makes you sound desperate for a quick paycheck. Instead, hit them with the good answer. I want a career in an employee-owned company with a great culture. Boom, drop the mic. This proves you've actually done your homework. It shows you understand their unique ownership structure and that you appreciate how they treat their teams. Okay, next trap question. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? If you say something like, oh, graduating and moving on to something else, you are severely hurting your chances. Publix almost exclusively promotes from within. Seriously, there are store managers making $150,000 a year who literally started out bagging groceries. It's wild. So you have to play up a long-term mindset. Give them the good answer: growing at Publix and advancing into management. When you say that, I guarantee you are going to make that hiring manager's eyes light up, because they are looking for future leaders, not just temporary seat fillers. And right as the interview wraps up, the manager will inevitably ask, so why should we hire you? I am handing you the ultimate closing quote right here. Memorize this word for word. I'm reliable, I genuinely care about premier customer service, and I want to build a long-term career where I can grow. It perfectly hits all their core values: reliability, premier service, and a long-term mindset. You say this with confidence, and you practically have the job in the bag. Section 4. Surviving your first weeks. Okay, you nailed the interview and you got the job offer. High fives all around. But what is it actually like once you clock in? I want to make sure you know exactly what to expect so you aren't completely blindsided on day one. Here is the unvarnished reality of the job. Before you even put on the uniform, expect a 5 to 10 day background check. Now, interestingly enough, they rarely drug test from most entry-level and hourly positions, though keep in mind management roles might be a bit different. Once you officially start, be prepared for a strict professional dress code. You provide the black or khaki pants and the non-slip shoes, and they provide that iconic green apron. Physically, this job is demanding. You will be standing on your feet for 6 to 8 hours a day, whether you're bagging groceries up front or dealing with the absolute chaos of the intense lunch rush in the deli. They have high standards, it's super fast-paced, and you are going to work hard. So, let's tie this whole thing together. If you are serious about this, here is a rapid-fire list of insider actions you need to take right now to get your application pulled from the stack. First, apply to 5 to 10 different stores in your area. Cast a wide net. Second, fully open your weekend schedule on that application. Third, dress business professional for the interview. Seriously, ditch the jeans and sneakers, wear dress pants and a nice button-down or a blouse. And finally, call the store back 5 days after your interview to follow up and check your status. It shows them you are genuinely hungry for it. So, my friend, the only question left really is, are you ready to get that green apron? We've covered the insane retirement benefits, the exact interview scripts to use, and the real reality of the daily grind. Publix is always looking for quality people, and now you have the insider knowledge to just completely breeze past the competition. So go apply today, embrace those crazy weekend shifts, and take that first massive step toward building real generational wealth in retail. But I'm curious, looking at all the options, what department do you think you'd thrive in the most? Let that soak in as you get your application ready. You've totally got this.